they sell on the road now, and these are made most of the, I mean the korope, the buses, the marwa, the okada, to shift almost at the middle of the road. So, at the state level, at their local government level, we invite them as well. So we made them to understand that if you don't adhere strictly to this thing, we will charge some of them to court. When Oga Obe came the other time, we agreed that, okay, we were with Olota, and Olota told the Marwa this thing that, look, Egbomi, I don't want you to go to jail. And the area commander told him that, I am sure that the next time this is going to happen, we will go to jail. And the Kabiyesi said, no, I don't want you to go to jail. Don't come and meet me. Please advise your people to make just one line this thing. But if you get there now, it is a double this thing, because, you know, a little bit they have shifted their this thing. Don't forget that Ojore, we have those people that collect LSA. You know, when you get some Totun Bawo, LSA, you know, and those people will show you local government tickets. And the local government will deny that they don't give them this thing. And they will show you ticket that I want to one generate revenue, and they will allow them to stay on the. These are some of those things the local government have to say, I am not part of it. Say it categorically in the midst of this. So if they are arrested, don't come and beg for them. Let them go to jail. They will give them ticket. They will tell them to stay here. And these are the people that Awamatunle, if I see local government that show local government tickets, or what else do you do? So we have issues about so many things we need to address. Local government is the problem of the traffic in Ado-Odo. They give them ticket to sell at that place. That under bridge is a small thing. It is those people move them away from that side. That's all. The local government has we have all their papers. So these are the problem we have. Maybe the local government should, you know, let's discuss with the local government. Let's bring the tickets. These are some of those things. If you don't give them ticket to stay on the road, for God's sake, what else do we do? I want to cause trouble in the years, for God's sake.
Thank you, Commander. Direct indictment at
I worked with the immediate past administration, and I'm currently working with this administration. Let me first and foremost make one categorical statement. The local government, Ado-Odo local government, has not given anybody authority to issue tickets on the road. Let me quickly correct the area commander on that. Ado-Odo local government, I am the chief accounting officer of this local government, and I am telling you that Ado-Odo local government has not given tickets or issue out contract to any individual to get revenue by selling on the road. We have not done that. In fact, at several fora, on many occasions, we have made it very clear that the toll gate over there, we didn't even give contract to anybody for, to do anything over there. If you ask people to issue tickets in the market, that is not to say that we have given you permission to work on the. There is a clear difference between the two. So I must correct that impression. I want to plead that we rule out the area of blame game. The local government cannot be here and be working against its people. The other area I want us to look into is that when we sit down like this, it has come to a time that the palace must also be involved. Let me confess that Ado-Odo, Ota, is blessed with a very reasonable, highly educated monarch who has genuine interest of his people at heart. But we have got to be careful of something. The local government cannot be working in one direction, trades working in another direction, and the palace will be working in another direction. Then at the end of the day, we will introduce chaos. Even though we have the same intention at heart, but by the time we will go on different directions, we work against each other. That is the reason why I say a meeting like this, I'm not talking about the law. I'm not talking about what the policy says. I'm not talking about who and who are supposed to be members of such a meeting like this. Let us bring those people that are useful, that are going to contribute. Honestly speaking, KBC will be extremely useful for such like this. And we cannot say KBC come, because, I mean, the traditional authority may not allow that. We can say KBC, please send somebody. He will not decide if he wants to come or he wants to send somebody who will give a feedback. That is one other area that I want to bring into it. Now, you will also be a witness that we did a lot at Temidire. In fact, the former chairman went personally and was pleading with them on the road. The only area where we differ was this. When he was pleading, he was begging them. I told him on that day that as you are begging, let some people be carrying their load. If they have done that immediately, we will not be where we are now. But unfortunately, he was too civilized, or which language you I use. He was too democratic in his approach. Most people, even your children, sometimes you will need to put 2 fingers in his bum for him to listen to you. Yes, why do our teachers go to classroom with cane? Is it because they hate us? No, but because they know many times you were slept. When he was saying 2 times 2, you are already sleeping. So you need, sometimes you need cane for you to wake up to hear what he's saying. So these are some of the things that we need. But unfortunately, he went about 2-3 times and was pleading with people. Nobody listened to him. And I will not want this young man to toe that part again. We need a little, I mean, how do I put it? They call it minimal force. But I don't want to use that language because I'm not talking about, I mean, slapping people or whatever. But then we need a little enforcement to some extent before people can listen to us. These are the areas where I am going to come in.
I want to appreciate Oga to have removed that erroneous belief from Commander Ajibade. You want to believe yourself, sir, that even you have a certain contribution you are doing to the state government, just like myself, that some I am paying tax, you are paying tax. So for people to be paying certain stipends to the post of the local government does not in any way authorize them to start on the road and be selling their wares. If they are just using that one as an excuses, that is that. Then you want to believe with me that on several occasions we have tried as much as possible to curtail these people displaying their wares on the road. But human beings, a social animal, as we are, just like my Oga said, we need a kind of minimal force, if I can call it. I have 2 experiences. There was a time I was at T4 2015. The CP was going to catch a flight at Ikeja. There was serious hold up at beside that old bank. Getting to it, seeing that there is no accident, nothing happens on the road, all these people on the ways. And we have tried on so many occasions. By the time we see their goals, you see this letter from this so, and there is nothing we are doing if we are directed to release it. But based on that, all items seized afterwards were confiscated at Mrs. Alade's office, and we lock it up. The Igbo, they moved around and there. We did not even find them. The goods were there for almost 5 months before I left that place. I had another experience when I happened to be director at Lafenwa LCDA too. During that period, Lafenwa, hardly can you spend 1 hour between Buri to Enugada. We were continuing doing it myself, the park and garages or whatever, and CP. I've forgotten the name. So those items, immediately we have packed that item. Let's say you want to go to the office and rest a while. We'll be called again by governor again that what are you still doing? So thing is there. The other one we now packed again. In fact, you not just ask for kerosene and set everything ablaze. And that was when we have a little bit of relief. But we cannot do that during this period. There are people, but if we continue telling them, educating them, and they fail, well, I think maybe we need to frown a bit and really see if there's going to be a kind of redress. And at the same time, I want to make mention that we always need to be available. We are very minimal. Our number is so reduced. We need to be here. There are times we called. There's a pauper on this side. pauper on this side, this problem on this side, and we need to really divide ourselves. Anytime we really agree together, let us just know within ourselves that, okay, by 12 or by 10, so period, we will be there. Maybe even if it is 30 minutes or 1 hour to that time, we would have prepared. So, and I pray God will give us that grace. I quite agree that if these people displaying wares on the road, if they are removed, the traffic situation will be minimal. There are times even when you want to, when you are even going, they even telling you, don't you see my goods? Don't march on my goods. Not knowing that it's not their rooms. But with the cooperation of everybody, just like my Oga has said, I believe we go a long way.
Asiwaju, you pass through that Obasanjo road every day. You see the Okada people. I don't know how they go to that place. I met them there, near the station, almost in the front of the police station. Now, since December, I've been advising them. Somebody else there has touched what I'm about to say now. Beside the covert of the general hospital that they stay, once there's rain, the place will be waterlogged until few days before it gets dry, if there's no rain. In December, I kept on advising them, even if it's 2 tipper load of sand, get it, feed that place. The car park in front of the station, we did it. It was not like that before. But the real people you need to talk to, you will not see them. Who is the chairman there now? For going to 2 years I've been there, I don't know the chairman. It is all these refrats who are cutting ticket. You will see. The chairman is somewhere. The council need to put close to their affairs and ensure that where they are working, they need to take care of that place. The same thing at that Yanologo. They cannot stay there once it rains. You yourself, you see that they cannot stay. And they have to. The former chairman, I credit that myself, I will take the pass through that place to go to his house. And it's the same thing everywhere. It's the same thing. So the local government need to put close to their affairs. Korokwe, when they first started, they will not get to close to, they are very limited. Here, they are lying. Now they are nearly, in fact, at a point, somebody, very senior officer who is an indigenous of this sort, called me that Korokwe already taken 2 lines on the same lane, is leaving 1 narrow path. So we dislodge them. So what I'm saying is that the situation here is peculiar because it's very close to Lagos. That's the Okada too. When it started, before all this, the enforcement in Lagos pursuing them, they were not as many as this. But any bus stop, go to the Bay Junction, everywhere, there are so many. Majority of them came from Lagos. So we need to take a very stand measure to enforce compliance. Otherwise, because these they are leaders, I must confess to you, I don't know the chairman of Okada, except Solibo Romo, which I have known for how many years. Otherwise, probably I wouldn't have known him. They are Oga people, they don't come out, you cannot see them. And this, they are small one collecting ticket, they know where they are, but they will never tell you.
I want to come back to the issue of ticketing. I appreciate the fact that the Oga said, yes, they are giving out tickets for those that are in the market, not those that are on the road. Now, some of these firms, are we channeling it back to the development of that market for them? Because some of these places are not even conducive for them, they will not stay there. For instance, if you are going towards Lobo Road, the Okada riders cannot park in their park because the place is so messy and they are collecting money daily from them. 1,005, 1,000 this, 1,000 that. I used to even say, can't they just try, buy granites, just level that place where they park for them and let it be conducive. These people will not come to the main road. They will stay in their park and yet they are paying money every day. Where is this money going into? I think by the time we start using some of those resources, even if you are collecting 100%, take 20 or 30% of it, channel it back into where this thing is coming from. At least to a large extent, it will make life conducive for the person that is using them. So with that, we will be able to eradicate some of this problem. And just like she rightly said, we are saying some of these people should leave the road. Where are we actually providing for them? Where are they going to? For that of the motorists, I know that sometimes they made a park for them, but they refuse to leave. Is it that they have to be dictating for us, or we should stand on our own right that this is what we want? So at least when we start looking into some of these things, because sincerely they are making life miserable. we want to come to Ota, we will be having fears of coming to Ota. When we will drive from, sometimes I will be coming from my studio at Magodo. We will drive from Magodo in Lagos, Isheri, under 30 minutes. We are at Ikola Road here. Now, Ikola Road to Ojore will now spend the next 2 hours there. For what reason? Sometimes back then, we are coming from Oshodi. You will see free flow. That when you get to Ajegunle, you will now be looking at toll gate there. And you will now stay at Ajegunle for close to 3 hours. And you will be looking at toll gates there. No, must these things continue? We need to that enforcement, it needs to take place. We need to stop some of all these discussions and take action. When the action is taken, I think our people will definitely look.
Traffic in Ado-Odo local government is not mainly for this market women. Even the drivers and the agbero. You know, at times when you are going, even with other bridge, Songo, you find some people on the road, they will be picking passenger, and you will see most of these agberos. Is it not which day I was calling you? He just stopped on the road because that man refused to pay. He removed part of the loans at the back of the car, and they don't block the road. I was following that bus. I started shouting, "You are delaying us!" By the time they passed this vehicle, you can now see the road was free. I think, sir, our park and garages and other unions, please, we need to educate these our boys. And because of that way of collecting money, at times it used to lead to accidents. Most of these things we are saying, we have to really go to the root cause of this problem. Sangonda Bridge, we have two major problems there. Number one, where these refuse are taking, is taking almost half of the road. Abi? You see them parking their refuse there. The market women parking their road there. The buses picking people on the road. Without addressing these people. Number one, who are the people that are inside Songo lock-up shops? Because majority of them are the ones that are giving these other people permission and they are collecting money from them. So the local government really have to go there, know who are the original owners of this lock-up shop, who gave them permission to give a space for all these people. By the time you address those ones, then the people selling on the road will be reduced. Then the people that are picking passengers on the road, I think there's garage in Songo. Let them stay in their garage. Then these people collecting money. It's not, you want to collect your money. It's not that you come and stay on the road and be risking the life of other people. Then number 2 or 3, sir. Not only Ata, Oja. I think Oja is under the local government. Sir, find time. Not even with so many crowd. Just go there with few people on market day. Because the market, inside the market is not conducive. People have to move to the main road. Like today that runners for now, go to the market. By the time you come back, even this cloth will change to another corner. If local government even really want revenue, let them go inside that market. If it is lock-up shop or extra lock-up shop, let them build it. Let them make the road worthy. Then people will be inside the market and be selling. Not that everybody will come on the road. And come back to my brother. If Oja Atan, you find your people on the road. And I know almost all of us we have inadequate manpower. How many trains will be there on that day? Even when you have a government 40 trains. Democracy has changed so many things. They don't respect security agencies again. When half of them are already on the road, Okada will be picking their own. Maruwa self will be fighting with a vehicle. So let the local government go to Ata market, Agbara market, all those markets, and see what is really happening there. Then find solution on how to rectify those markets. Then the road will be free. Thank you.
but we need to speak Yoruba ká sọ kí wọ́n gbọ́ torí nígbà míì àwọn màmá tó ń ta gúgúrú ó ń ta ẹ̀pà ó ń ta ẹ̀fọ́ ẹni kó má dúró sórí ibẹ̀ yẹn ọmọ onílẹ̀ sọ pé kó gba owó òun pé ó lè dúró síbi kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa ṣe nǹkan kan fún un definitely kò jẹ̀bi ṣó ti yé yín sà number one number two we need to also make this thing formal ẹni pé kí n má dúró síbi ṣé ẹ bá mi kọ́ síbẹ̀ yìí pé má gbé ọjà ẹ síbi ìjọba máa mú ẹ ó máa san 5,000 naira. These are some of the things that we need to do so that if we are going to hold the people responsible, we also need to do our own part. If I put my wear on the gutter, on the road, put it there for me and put my fine. And irrespective of who I am, no begging, no nothing. Mo ti kọ́ ní Yoruba, mo ti kọ́ ní English. You do it, I sanction you. If anybody wants to beg for that person, the only beg you can do is help the person to pay. We're tired of Bale said and somebody said. No, we can't move anywhere. I mean, Ado-Odo, by the grace of God, should be moving forward.
Can you give us like 2 weeks? Let us try out citizens' engagement again in terms of advocacy and speak to the right people just for 2 weeks. If it doesn't work, then probably the enforcement can go on. It might look very, very difficult, but sir, let us try it. For the final and for the last time before we put in, yes sir, before we put in, I understand that laughter, but let us please try for the last time. That's what I'm begging for. And sir, if we do it for the last time that way, it will at the same time, we also be supporting our quest to also get on the OGP, because every effort of government to be civil is part of citizen engagement. So, which I also want us to showcase even while we are doing it, because, like I told you sometimes ago, OGP will be the best way for us to go in terms of funding for our so many projects that we have in Ado-Odo local government.
I will request that. As Mr. Fayed have said, we are coming on board. We are just coming on board, and fine. We are going to be ensuring that the laws are obeyed. But we need to be seen to be fair. We need to be seen to be fair, even though we have done so much without any response on the part of the other party that was supposed to obey those laws. But I will also plead that we give education for the last time, and while we are giving those education, we stress it that this will be the last time. And while we are giving those education, because we have said we are going to be bringing the critical stakeholders, we involve the royal fathers, who will also be part of our deliberation and our conclusion, that nobody should beg for anybody when implementation is ongoing. The only begging you can do is to bring out the money and pay. Really, everybody knows the right thing, but a lot of us as humans will not do the right thing. If people do the right thing, there will be no need for police, for trace, for West, because we know the right thing. We know we cannot dirty our environment. You know, if you do crime, it's bad. So, but because we are human, we are not going to just obey and do the right thing. That's why we have people who say, do the right thing, this is the right thing. And in this wise, Oga have said so much on the parts and the role of the road government. But we are not going to be concluding now until we have the one more and more encompassing engagement that will involve all the critical stakeholders. We have come to make a change. as the slogan of our party, when we say APC, we say change. And it's going to be a good change. We are not going to go from bad to worse. We are going to be coming from the good to better, and for better to best. So for us to wanting to attain or sit on this seat, then we should be able to make a decision and stand by it. So, and for us, once the critical stakeholder is called and a decision is taken, the local government will support and implement in totality. Thank you.
So when are you going to announce it?
So for
Ado-Odo, what is your decision? Are we giving them more time or we are enforcing strength?
For the Ado-Odo, like I said we need to engage one more time.
Okay.
And for us as a new government, we need to be seen to have done the right thing, the needful, by saying, okay, people have warned you, people have told you this in the past, but you refuse to listen and to obey. But we are now coming to remind you for the last time. We are coming to remind you for the last time. Anything that happens thereafter will not be our blame, and we'll publicize that as much as we can.
This is brick made with earth materials. It is fireproof, bulletproof, and it's 3 times stronger than the conventional brick you see out there. You can actually check this out. So let's see how strong it is. Materials. It is fireproof, bulletproof, and it's 3 times stronger than the conventional brick you see out there. You can actually check this out. So let's see how strong it is.